Should you lie? What a great topic for a video on selling and marketing. Should you lie? This comes from my book, Stay Home and Sell, on page 104, 105, and 106. So it's a very long, for that book, this is a very long topic because it's a touchy subject. But I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to go over a couple things with you, and I hope that this will help you. I hope you'll listen to this more than once. Hope you'll get my book and read my book and think about all of this. So on page 104, I start with, do you have to lie? All salespeople must walk the razor's edge. If we tell the whole truth up front, we'll scare the very best of our prospects into the arms of our competitors. If we don't tell them enough of the truth, then we're being dishonest. Now, most prospects can't handle the entire truth before they buy. The reality behind what we sell will always be loaded with good and bad. However, the only thing that most prospects want to hear about is the good. They're afraid of losing their money or getting into something that they can't get out of. So it really is a dilemma that you are faced with. If you tell them too much, you're going to scare them away. If you don't tell them enough, then you're lying to them. You're being dishonest. So here are some ways to solve the problem. First, you sell them what they want and give them what they need. That has been a big mantra of ours for many, many years. So you wouldn't want to start a newborn baby out on solid food because there's no way that their digestive system could handle it. The same thing is true for new customers. They can't handle the entire truth at first. So don't talk too much about the downside of your product or service until they buy an initial low-cost product or service from you. So this way you're kind of spoon-feeding the truth to them. You're selling them what they want, you're giving them what they need, but you're doing it in small doses and not overwhelming them, running them off, and that kind of thing. So that's the next thing I wrote here, is you don't want to run people off. So you can't take someone from A to Z overnight. You've got to put them through the truth-telling process. I like that. You got to put them through the truth-telling process very slowly. If you try to tell too much too fast, you'll scare them away. So you've got to have some kind of a process that slowly reveals things to them at a pace that they are comfortable with. And what is the real truth anyway? Oftentimes it's multifaceted and subjective. So there are usually many different sides to every issue. Because of this, you have to show them the side of the truth that won't scare them away. Oh my God, this is a very touchy subject here. But so I continue then. Give them small doses of reality. Shocking people with small doses of the truth makes them trust you and opens the door to other important aspects of your sales pitch. This wakes them up like a hard slap in the face. For example, the first time I met my printer, I asked him the same question that most new prospects ask. And now I'm going to paraphrase totally because I know the story here. I just met my printer. This is like the same printer I've had now for almost 3 decades. And I said, hey, can you give me the lowest price possible? And he goes, well, yeah, sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. And that really shocked me. He gave me the truth. But he also did it in a way that really intrigued me. Because he said, yeah, sometimes I can give you the best price, but sometimes I can't. And that opened the door. I said, well, tell me more. First of all, a lot of people would say, oh yeah, I can give you the best price. I can always give you the best price. But he said, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And it really made me interested. He then proceeded to tell me educating me on where he could give me the best prices and where he couldn't give me the best prices. And because he was honest with me, it really was like a slap in the face, and it got me interested. We all want to do business with somebody we can trust, and we're always asking ourselves, can I really trust this person? Even though we may not be asking ourselves that consciously, we're definitely always asking that question. And so it was a slap in the face, and I'm still with this guy decades later now, giving him more business now than I've ever given him. I've told all my friends about him. They've told all their friends about him. I mean, God knows how many millions of dollars worth of printing that Steve has gotten over the years because I opened the door for him, and then he did a really good job once I opened that door for him. So he's always telling me that I'm responsible for his success. That's not true. All I did was just open the door. But he's the one that made it happen by getting my attention. By, didn't give me the standard sales pitch. He gave me a little dose of the truth, but made it interesting in a way that I would say, well, tell me more. Why can't you always give me the best price? And then another thing he said during that day, which I've always thought about since then, he said, you know what? You can have the best price, you can have the best quality, or you can have the best service. But you can't have all three. And that always intrigued me a little bit too. So how you say something, you don't have to lie to people. In fact, Steve was being very honest with me, and then he proceeded to help me understand where he could give me the biggest bang for my buck. And then that ultimately led to him then brokering jobs, because I trusted him then. Once he earned my trust, all of the jobs that he couldn't give me the best price on, he then brokered to get me the best price, and he added a little bit of a markup on it for himself, and that led to something else. So here's another idea: sell against the enemy. I say this on page 106. Sell against the enemy. You can tell people the truth once you convince them that a major part of the problem that they're faced with is because someone else or a group of other salespeople, see how I said that? A group of other people have lied to them. Now you can take them out of the equation, and the reason for their problem is somehow somebody else's fault. So that's just another way of help, selling against the enemy. Look, don't lie to people. But if you try to tell them too much, too fast, you're going to scare them away. And try to do it in a way that's more appealing, like Steve did for me, that opened the door to me saying, well, why can't you always give me the best price? Hope that this has helped. Salespeople and marketers are often accused of being liars, but we dramatize the truth as much as we can. We tell stories, we use examples, we use metaphors, we build relationships with people. If you're one of my clients, you're learning how to do all of this, and thank you for that. If you're not one of my clients, click on the link below to find out more about who I am, and I hope something I've said here has helped.